All right, shalom, shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Brother Shapai, coming at you again. Another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Once again, this is going to be entitled a Cap Lee lesson. All right, for the brothers who do know, my nephew was amongst us in the truth, passed away. Tomorrow will be 3 years, ironically. But I'm gonna read a couple of his lessons. Today's lesson is leprosy, man, and it's good because when you look up Flavian, when you look up that word Flavian, you know we're going to the Flavian Empire. The word Flavian means yellow hair or gold hair, which is a mark of leprosy. So no matter what name Esau tries to pin on him, it always ties back to who he really is. All right, whether it's Rothschild or what was the other one? Because Rothschild is red shield. The one that means beggar or peasant. Damn, I forget. But nonetheless, let's get straight into this. It was Numbers 12 and 10. Alright. Now this is when Miriam and Aaron was scoffing Moses for the most part. But it's very spiritual because you see who the Lord judged. He judged Miriam. Alright? Because it wasn't her place at all. Verse 9. Matter of fact, we'll start at 6. And he said, "Hear now my words. If there be a prophet amongst you, I am Yahweh. I will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in dreams. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. With him I spake mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches or similitudes of the Lord. In the similitudes of the Lord should he behold." So the Lord had prophets, and he gave them visions, but he dealt with Moses personally, man. Okay? Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against him, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. All right? Now, when you go to Deuteronomy 4th chapter, the Lord told Moses, and now listen, one of the best Exodus stories you will ever watch. It's a cartoon. It's an animation, all right? It's called The Prince of Egypt. That's the most on-point movie you will see of the story of Moses, all right? Even though the people have, how they would say, olive skin. They were somewhat brown, somewhat brown, right? But they don't show this part in the movie. When the Lord told Moses to put his hand in his bosom, and he took it out, it was white, leprous as snow. And when he put it back in, that flesh became the color of the rest of his skin. Went back to normal. They don't show that part because that's showing too much truth. But nonetheless, leprous skin is whitish, reddish skin, like the scriptures speak about. All right, or yellow thin hair. All right. Let me get. Damn, I think my nigga put it there too. He got Exodus for us. Hey, damn, that's the spirit. Yep. Exodus 4 and 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, "Put thy hand in thy bosom." He put his hand in his bosom, and he took it out. Behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, now a lot of people say, "Oh, leprosy is these big ass boils," and no, that's not leprosy, man. All right, because the Lord would have described that here, but he didn't. He said it was white as snow. This is nothing but pale skin. All right, with no melanin. right? And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom. Behold, it turned again as his other flesh. Okay? Now, and this lesson ain't too long. Let me get Leviticus the 13th chapter. You know, should be able to do. I want to say 13th chapter. All right, Leviticus 13. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man have in his skin of flesh a rising scab or a bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy, he should be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto the other sons of the priest. And the priest should look upon the plague in the skin of his flesh. And when the hair and the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is the plague of leprosy. And the priest should look upon him and pronounce him unclean. Alright, now it says, if the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in the sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned not white, then the priest should shut him up to have the plague 7 days. Alright, so there's different levels to it. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day. Behold, if the plague is in his sight, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, the plague spread not to his skin, then should the priest shut him up 7 more days. And the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not to the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab. Listen, if you ever cut yourself or got like scraped your knee, that skin be whitish reddish until your skin come back to its regular color. It's like peeling the scab off. You can actually see your blood run through your leg, so to speak. All right. Okay, I believe I'm at verse 7. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin after he had been seen in the priest for his cleansing, he should be seen in the priest again. And if the priest see, and behold, the scab spreadeth from the skin, then the priest pronounce him unclean, and it is leprosy. And when the plague of leprosy is in a man, he should be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall see it. And behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and if he have turned a hair white, and there be quick, raw, fresh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of the flesh, and the priest, all right, that old leprosy, all right, hey, that mark of Cain, basically. Priest pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath had the plague, from his head even to his foot, whatsoever the priest looked, and that's what happened to Miriam, the priest can consider and behold, if the leprosy have covered his flesh, he should pronounce him clean that have the plague, and if it have turned him white, he is clean. I mean, it is all turned white, he is clean. You have clean leopards and you have unclean leopards, right? Jake, damn, how do you say it? Jake that's born albino, he's a clean leopard, all right? Nonetheless, he has the plague of leprosy, but he's a clean leopard, all right? Esau, he's a clean leopard. That's just how he's born. When you read Genesis the 25th, he came out red all over, all right? Um, So I mean, this whole chapter really goes into it, but I'm looking for the part where they say he had the the yellow hair. So that's what it is, white reddish skin basically. And like I said, you have different levels to it. Hold on. Yep, here we go, verse 30. I'm starting to 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in the sight deeper than the skin, all right, because you have like 7 layers of skin, and there be a yellowish thin hair, then the priest should pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even leprosy, upon the head or the beard, and that's what you call blind hair. All right, blind hair. Now listen, you have Jake that get leprosy and their whole head turn like white, not like it turns like an old man gray white, you know. But that doesn't mean he's old or ancient. That's the plague of leprosy. That's how it looks on Jake. Now, if Jake's a clean leper, all right, he'll come out looking like an albino and have, the yellow hair. Esau, he's a clean leper. He came out clean leper, and he's leprous everywhere. It's not like his skin is just leprous and he has regular black hair. No, this man is leprous everywhere. He has the red whitish skin and he has the yellow thin hair. That's leprosy. Now, goes back to how I started the lesson. Flavius, Flavian. Go look up that word. Look it up in the etymology and actually see what that word means. It's heavy. Matter of fact, I did a lesson on it. It's very heavy, man. So with that, hey, I pray this was edifying. I'm saying all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the other apostles, a great millstone, salutations to the elect wherever you may be. Bob.